Perfect, that's a wrap.
Hello my darlings, and welcome to my monthly wrap up for the month of September. As I previously mentioned, because I'm spending so much time making oracle decks, I have cut back on the amount of books I read and the amount of vlogs I film, and that is apparent in this month's statistics. So let's get going. So in the month of September, I read a total of 25 books. That equates to 6,515 pages, which is 218 pages per day. My average rating was 3.81. And that's because I also chose to become even more stringent with my mood reading blogs, only pushing on with books that already feel like a 4 stars from the first 50 pages. And it has paid off because I had a whopping 5-star reads this month, which is the most 5 stars I have ever given out in a single month. As usual though, I did read from all genres, the top ones being horror, fantasy, and non-fiction. I mostly read backlist books, but I did read 14 new releases. In regards to format, 14 were physical books, 7 were ebooks, and 4 were audiobooks. I sourced 16 from the library. I purchased 5, 3 were ARCs from NetGalley, and 1 was gifted. My favorite cover of this month, it was quite difficult. There were a lot of stunning covers, but I do have to give it to Sweetener by Marissa Higgins. Unfortunately, I do not know who the cover artist was. I tried a little search on the web and I couldn't find the cover artist credited. The best audiobook I listened to was Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green, and it was narrated by John Green. For my channels chapter challenge this month was Shady September, which was read a book in your favorite color or read a book to match the season. Because I'm down under, that is spring, and the most spring-like cover that I read this month was The Honeys by Ryan LaSala. It's flowers, it's colorful, it's giving spring vibes. So without much further ado, I'm going to sum up all of the books I read this month in one sentence. I Love Shopping by Lauren Cook. The Wind Blows Hard. Cry Heart But Never Break by Glenn Rinkfeld, illustrated by Charlotte Pardee and translated by Robert Moulthrop. When You Try to Stop Death with Coffee. The Honeys by Ryan LaSala. All Hail the Honey Cult. The Jassid Crown II in the Scorched Throne series by Sarah Hashem. Needed More Aaron on His Knees. Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green. The History and Persistence of Our Deadliest Infection. From Romantic Victorian Death to Modern Global Injustice. Sweetener by Marissa Higgins. One ex wants a child. The other wants rent money. And Charlotte just wants attention. Moonflow by Bitter Corella. Welcome to the Pomogo Forest. No light, no Wi-Fi, no face. Softcore by Brittany Newell. Like Birthday Wishes and Wet Dreams. Victorian Psycho by Virginia Fito. Merry Christmas, ye filthy animals. Entity by Meg Smitherman. This was a 5-star read for the girlies who just want a world-devouring monster who just wants to eat them out. Meg Smitherman books are crack, and I will gladly be her crack whore. The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson. This was a 5-star read. Craw Craw Motherfucker. Murder by Memory by Olivia Waite. Who Killed the Backup? This was like Agatha Christie crossed with the Murderbot series. Do You Have Anything Less Domestic by Emily Collier. Body of Words. Death and the Gardener by Georgy Gospodinov, translated by Angela Rodell. This was a 5-star read. My Father Died. I Don't Know What to Do. The Dismembered by Jonathan Jans. Divorced, depressed, and now dismembered. Arthur really should have stayed home. The Girl of Dortshire Wood, the first in the Daughter of Erebel series by Kristen Ward. Home is Where the Haunted Forest Is. Mr. Distinctive by Olga Tokarczuk, translated by Antonia Lloyd-Jones and illustrated by Joanna Consejo. Not the kind of face filter you want. Like You Have a Choice by Ivan Nikolai. A city so weird, even the bathrooms have stories dirtier than your search history. Unsex Me Here by Aurora Mattia. May We All Remember Milky. Welcome to the Deepest State by Kevin Kane. This was a 5-star read. The literary equivalent of Viagra for conspiracy theorists. Stay weird, stay sexy, stay hard. Love in the Big City by Sang Young Park, translated by Anton Her. Sex and the Soju. The Arrival by Sean Tan. Like Where's Waldo, but instead of stripes, You're Searching for Belonging, the Voynich manuscript by Raymond Clemens and Deborah Harkness, the original IKEA manual, but absolutely no one knows how to assemble it. The Sleepless by Jen Williams, the first in the Sleepless duology. This was a 5-star read. A love triangle that technically only has 2 bodies. I am Team Lucian. I am no longer pronouncing this the Greek way because after editing, it annoyed the out of me. So, Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. The Underworld, now with more footnotes. And those were all of the books that I read, so now we're going to move on to my TBR for October. So I'm going to tell you 5 books that are definitely on the TBR. These will be all part of my themed vlogs. All my themed vlogs will be horror because it is a spooky season. And then I will use a tarot deck to choose a tarot prompt. So the first book on my TBR is Root Rot by Saskia Nislo. 9 kids go to Grandpa's lake house. But instead of swimming and s'mores, they get bleeding mushrooms, missing stars, and faces that won't stay put, and a choice between joining the family rot or becoming mulch. The next book is The Ha by David Sodergren. A remote Scottish fishing village, Witchhaven, is threatened by greedy developers when a thick supernatural fog, the Ha, rolls in. The mist hides grotesque secrets, dredges up old curses, and drives people to madness and murder. Uzumaki by Junji Ito. A seaside town becomes cursed by spirals. Snail shells, whirlpools, hair curls, even smoke, warping reality and people alike. As the obsession spreads, bodies twist, minds unravel, and the entire town is consumed by the infinite spiral. The Girl, the Priest, and the Devil by Theoprasides, illustrated by Stasha Gaspar. A Greek girl loses her brother, gets treated like garbage by her father, mocked by her village, and when she finally finds gold to change her fate, the devil shows up to repossess her hope. Nothing But Blackened Teeth by Cassandra Core. A group of bickering friends rent a Heian-era mansion built on a bride's bones for a wedding, only to discover the ghost bride still lives there, lonely, hungry, and ready to crash a party. Okay, let me grab a tarot deck. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to shuffle once and then pull the top 5, and we'll go from there. Okay, so as usual, I'm using one of my decks. Let's just get shuffling. Oh, we've already got a jumper, and we'll keep that. I keep jumpers. I like flyers. Just shuffle a little bit, and then we will choose the top 5. Okay, let's do this. So we've got Page of Pentacles, and the prompt for this one is read the shortest book on your TBR. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to choose every book properly, so I will pause, go through my Goodreads, come back with my selection. Okay, so the book that I have chosen for the shortest book of my TBR, it's not like I had a choice, it was the shortest book, and that is The Last Banquet of Temporal Confections by Tina Connolly. This is 30 pages. And it's about a young food taster to the traitor king who must make a difficult choice in this story of pastries, magic, and revenge. I have so much cat hair on my face right now. Okay, the next card, I already know the prompt for this one. It's the Strength card, and the prompt for the Strength card is choose a book with an animal on the cover or in the title. So my choice for this one is Isabella Nag and the Lost Basil by Oliver Darkshire. A downtrodden farmwife discovers that a stolen spellbook and a cherished basil plant are her ticket out of misery. Unfortunately, her glow-up involves a sarcastic cat sidekick, dubious magic, and getting tangled in a wizard's Ponzi scheme. I saw this at Dimmicks, didn't know what it was. I caught my cover, put it straight on my TBR. Okay, the next card is the 5 of Cups, and the prompt for this one, oh, it's an oracle card pull. Okay, I will go get my oracle that I just made called the Notice Oracle. We'll pull from there. Okay, so I've got a little oracle deck here. So basically I have art, found art, public domain art on the front, and then I did keywords and a sentence and a title on the back. So we're going to shuffle. So I could either go based on the picture, try and match a cover to the image, or I can go based on the keywords. Okay, I'm going to have to cover up the nipple because I know YouTube is a prude. So this is the image and the words are the offering. Desire, vulnerability, sacred exchange. What you bear and what you hold out become the vessel through which intimacy flows. And this is Bartholomeus van der Helst's portrait of Anna Dupaya as Grenada in 1660. I'm going to try and find covers with boobies on the cover. Okay, so I found one. I'm not going to put the most boobalicious one on the up here. This is The White Hotel by D.M. Thomas. Trust me when I say there are multiple covers that have full frontal. Fullest of the frontalist. And this is about a woman who confesses surreal, erotic, and violent dreams to Freud, only for her visions to blur into the brutal reality of the Holocaust. The novel slips between case study, poetry, and history to ask how personal trauma and historical catastrophe intertwine. Okay, so we're going on to the next card. So here we have the Five of Pentacles, and the prompt for this one is a monochrome cover. So that is a cover that is either black and white, or a cover that just contains tones and hues of the one color. So I've got a few options. We've got The First Bad Man by Miranda July, Fen by Daisy Johnson, and On the Clock by Claire Baglin. I'm going to be honest, I think I'm feeling the most like On the Clock by Claire Baglin. So we have a college student slogs through a soul-sucking fast food job while flashing back to childhood summers with her well-meaning but unlucky father, sketching two timelines of undervalued labor, one brief, one lifelong. Baglin threads together dry humor, sharp detail to show how the grind of work, whether flipping burgers or wiring factories, seeps into memory, family, and selfhood. And now the final prompt is the Four of Pentacles, and the prompt for this one is the first book I see on booktube that I haven't read. Okay, let's just do it. Let's go to my feed, subscriptions, who's first up on the block. What's this? Okay, I'm going to have to screen record. So we've got Jan Egerton. It's her monthly wrap up, so there should be something on here I haven't read. Open Wide. Read that, thanks to Jan, who brought it to my attention, by Jessica Gross. Loved it, that was fantastic. Ice Planet Barbarians, I have tried that. There was some eating out that was non-consensual, like she was sleeping and he just went to Chowtown. Wasn't my bag, baby, and it wasn't Jan's either, so let's go to the next one. Falling Like Leaves by Misty Wilson. Okay, it could be that, but I think that might be an arc. Yes, it was an arc. Okay, so that one's not available. So let's go to the next one, unless it's out. Breathe In, Bleed Out. I think that's also an arc. Look, I'll just grab one more just in case those first two were arcs. Julie Chan Is Dead. I know that's out. Okay, you know what? Yes. Thank you very much. I definitely want to read that. I think that is actually legitimately on my TBR anyway. Julie Chan Is Dead. Let's just read the Goodreads synopsis. Julie Chan Is Dead by Leanne Zhang. It's a thriller in which a young woman steps into her deceased twin's influencer life, only to discover dark secrets hidden behind her social media facade. Haunted by Chloe's untimely death and struggling to fit into the privileged influencer circle, Julie faces mounting challenges during a week-long island retreat with Chloe's exclusive group of influencer friends. As events spiral out of control, Julie uncovers the sinister forces that may have led to her sister's demise and realizes she might be the next target. Fantastic. Thank you, Jan. So I will put an image up here of all of the books that are on my October TBR. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite read of September was. And until next time, stay wild, Star Child.
That's a wrap, everybody.